welcome back to our daily show. Brand new segment on the show. I'm very excited about this. Friends of the show, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, Zeke J. Bush, John Meehan. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Good, very good.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
It's beautiful. Hey, this is the perfect day for golf, Zeke. And you're spending the morning with me in this warm studio here.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you guys. And this is really exciting. This is a new kind of segment that we're going to do a couple of times a month. And I'm really excited to get to know all the members of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council a little bit better. And I just, right off the bat, love being a part of it, love going to the monthly meetings. And you guys have a cool speaker series lined up, right, Zeke?
We do, hopefully.
Take us through this, if you could. What can we expect in the next couple of months? I know that we're having some of these events coming down the pipeline. What can you fill us in on?
Well, our big event is the Benjamin Godfrey Entrepreneurial Speaker Series, which will occur on November the 7th at a luncheon at 11:30 at Lewis and Clark College. It will feature John Newby, who is a noted columnist, writer, speaker, and he's going to talk about what it means for small business to be in a community and what it brings to the community and what they can do better. In the afternoon, John will speak to students only in a classic, what are you going to do with your life after college? And this is for the 5 high schools in the area, students of those high schools, as well as the 3 colleges. So that's a free session for students, hoping that they can get there on their own and that they will see some merit and benefit in going.
It's a really great opportunity. And, you know, we've talked about this, Zeke, off the air about Riverbend CEO and all of these young, individuals that are really trying to, grab that brass ring here locally, and to have the North Alton Godfrey Business Council really providing that really cool opportunity to maybe get a step up or at least some insights going into that, first chapter of their life. That's amazing.
We hope it is. We hope it is.
And John, you've been a part of the council for a number of years. What's your takeaway for the folks at home just about the NAGBC?
Well, I tell you what, they have these monthly meetings, and it's really a great way of getting to know the shakers and the movers in the community, the different business owners, and from all facets of the business world, from privately owned companies to working for financial institutions or funeral homes. Mm-hmm. It's really a great bunch of people who come together and bond and try to connect and hear what's going on in the community. So it's kind of a good thing to be involved with.
It really is. And then what I like too is the way that the volunteerism efforts and the way that we're dedicating your time in the council, whether it's business owners or organizers, just community members, keeping our green spaces beautiful, providing that maybe in some way, shape, or form with supplies, you name it, like the frog fountain we kind of talked about. And there's so many others. What are all the projects that you guys were a part of over the past couple of years? Because there's been a plethora.
Well, the most recent is the Benjamin Godfrey Legacy Trail, which identifies 9 locations in which Benjamin Godfrey was instrumental in founding and financing in many instances. 5 of those sites are still in existence. St. Paul's Church, 2 churches in Godfrey, the Congregational and the Benjamin Godfrey Mansion. And of course, the highlight is the Benjamin Godfrey Chapel. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the railroad, the Alton and Sangamon Railroad, which extended from Alton to Springfield initially, and then to Chicago. We're pleased to have John as our portrayer of Benjamin Godfrey. And here I am trying to remember things, and John has so much more knowledge of Benjamin Godfrey than I will ever have. So forgive me, John.
John, the floor is yours, Senator.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I love history, and I didn't know anything about Benjamin Godfrey until I started researching him. And honestly, looking at all the great people that have called this area of Alton their home, I think Benjamin Godfrey takes the cake for the most influential person that has ever come and lived in this area. He did so much to the community. And the interesting things are there are no statues of Benjamin Godfrey anywhere. I honestly think the chapel at the college was named the Memorial Chapel, maybe after he died or something. He was influential in having it built. He wanted it built in a New England style, but he was a visionary, and people got to know him as a visionary. And when he said something, the people listened. And if he wanted to form a bank, there were people bringing their money to the bank. So he was very, very, very well known in the community and did so much, and just so much. I mean, just so much.
Absolutely. And, if it's okay to ask, I always kind of think that, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, their model is so cool because, you guys model it after the visionaries and three prominent business owners. Take us through, is there any connecting pieces to who Benjamin Godfrey was as a person and as a visionary, as a leader, someone that was, kind of progressing this region to what you guys do in the council each and every day?
I think the focus of the Business Council is giving back.
Yep.
And that personifies, I think, what John is indicating that Benjamin Godfrey was. He gave back to the community, not only in church life, but in family life and in business life, in many ways that we'll never know.
Mm-hmm. And no doubt, I think Benjamin Godfrey would have been a member of this organization that we call North Alton.
I would
today,
hope so.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would ever want to be like the leader of it or the boss of it or the featured person. But for certain, he saw the value of getting people together to work together for a common good cause, for a community or for church.
Well, and on top of that too, just all the aspects of this council just is really fascinating because to me, being a leader is more than just having a successful business and maybe helping out in some donations. It's also getting and putting the groundwork in, getting the boots on the ground, and really, supporting the up and coming generation, supporting the green spaces, and that's something that the council takes care of all of that, and that's what I think makes it so special. It's not just business guys, coming in at lunch and talking and shooting the the breeze. It's actually doing something and really keeping our community beautiful and adding to it each and every year.
Yeah, right. We're so happy to have members like John and his associate and as our members. John is somewhat of a visionary also, I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
Recently having been selected as a council member for the city of Alton, I think that's a tribute to him, and I'm sure that he will bring measurable goodness to the position and to the city of Alton. So we're happy to have John as a member, and he and his partner have been in business now, I think, 20 plus years, John?
Well, actually, our business, and we consider ourselves a small business. We're not a bank or a funeral home that's been here for 100 years. But in 1993, my business partner and I went to it wasn't a business partner. We went to an auction. And another friend of ours was there. And I told them that I was going to get this particular piece of property for a certain amount of money. And they said, no, you won't. Well, I ended up with that piece of property. And the thing is, I was rather shaky financially, so I needed some input. So the three of us on the trunk of a car formed our corporation. With each one of us gave $2,500 on that day to start the company, and we had a bank, which isn't so important to have a financial institution eventually behind you. And from that, the company still exists. The one partner left the company. The company was GEM, J-E-M, Jerkanen, Eaglehoff, and Meehan. Jerkanen left. He did very well in the 10 years that he was with us when we bought him out. And over the last 30 years, we have rehabbed or restored, and there's a difference between restoring and rehabbing. 30 residential pieces of property here in Alton, from larger homes to 3,000 square feet. Our smallest project was was under 600 square feet, and we were bidding against another pair of fellows that wanted the house, and literally we were $1 apart in that auction, and we won the auction. We paid $1,650 for this piece of property overlooking the river, and we restored it completely. It was a big job, and so you don't have to have a big home, to have a beautiful home, and we wanted to do something to community. We wanted to maintain those properties. We wanted to put those properties back online because for a city, they have to have viable pieces of property to pay taxes. So it all kind of works together. But it's called work. It's a lot of work. And we were all full-time. We had jobs, full-time jobs.
Right.
And every weekend, you're getting up at 7 o'clock and you would work all day and Sundays and things like that. So it's work, but it has proven to be a worthwhile project. A small operation that has grown. It's pretty big now, but a lot. We have a lot of history, 30 years of it.
Well, and just like what you just said, preserving those, restoring those buildings. I mean, those are who we are as a region. Those iconic, style of houses, especially in Middletown, overlooking on Bluff Street, overlooking the river. To lose those, would be detrimental, I think, to our community, our region, and for you to restore those is
and
really
cool. Now our
cool.
company, we really did most of our work was done in Upper Alton.
Oh, cool. Well, even
so there's
more so.
There's a separate community, not separate communities, but the areas of Christian Hill, Middletown, and Upper Alton. And ours was most of our residences were in that Upper Alton area.
Well, there's even more of a need, I think, at the time, especially.
Right.
And with that being said, too, before we go any further into upcoming meetings, because we have one coming down the pipeline in ways that all of you, if you aren't part of the 148 members, is that what we're up to now?
Right.
You can have an opportunity to. But, John, before I go any further, you were just sworn in as an alderman this last couple of months, and I really think it was a great choice. Whenever you're going to these meetings, does it help you with, staying in tune, in touch with the community to hear some of these business owners? Maybe it's just in a couple of minute conversation.
Oh, I think it does. I think it does. And an older person usually tries to get involved in different organizations within their community, I'm a member of not only the North Alton Association, but I'm also a member of the Upper Alton Business Association and Rotary and things. And all these different organizations help you get to know the community. And these are the people that really get things done, that they're focused,
Well, and on top of that, too, I just, not to cut you off because I know that we got to keep moving forward here, the speakers are just incredible. When you're hearing from Mary Lamy, who's been on this show talking about the development of the region in the coastline with that freightway, I mean, it's so important. You have all these different pieces like the Boy Scouts and Montez Moore. I mean, great speakers. And I think that adds to the discussion, too, of what we can do for our community with some of the knowledge they share with us. And with that being said, coming up this month, who are we going to be listening to next week at Alton Memorial?
Alton Memorial has gone into partnership with SIU in terms of the medical school, and they've established a residency program which brings to bear family practitioners to the area. This is the third year of the residency program, so they will graduate, I believe, 12 students this year. So hopefully Alton, Godfrey, the area will benefit from the program. So the speakers will be from the school, and there are 3 speakers on the program, the director, and there'll be 1 student, and I think 2 students, as a matter of fact. So a lot of people don't know anything about the residency program. In fact, I was
No idea.
New
Yeah.
for me, and I think it's important that we, as business people, be aware of this facet of the medical community. Great thing.
I completely agree, Zeke. And on top of all of that, this is kind of just the first of many to come, because we're going to have a lot of conversations with members of the organization, with, some of the individuals that are helping with the organization, like Andrew Ambrose, who's done great work in making sure that, we're getting social media up and running, and Margaret and all of those great people. And I just think it's so cool to highlight all of the service projects, all the volunteerism, and all the ways that you're helping prepare the youth for that crucial step. And that's the first one in life. And it's so important. And Zeke, John, before I let you go, I just want to say I'm excited about this. We're going to have a lot more opportunities to talk in the next coming weeks leading up to the November speaker series. And I'm really excited about that. What's the best way to find out more information? Is it the website right now?
Website, yes, correct.
And that website would be NAGBC.com. That's NAGBC.com. Zeke J. Bush, John Meehan, this is the first of many, and I'm feeling good about it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, PJ.
No problem. I love the organization. I said it yesterday. This is one of my favorite ones to be a part of because I actually do get a lot out of it. And I know if you join, you will too. It's 9:47. We'll take a quick break. More of our daily show comes back to you in the heart of the Riverbend on this 8th day of September.